Yeah, Ambrose was so close to winning one of those races back at ERX Motor Park and made one late mistake, ended up on the podium in second.
Man, look at this battle we got going on from first through sixth. 3 wide in the back section.
Yeah, now Springstro trying to get around Alcox. Here comes Fitzgerald. Wow, Springstro opened the door for Fitzgerald and he flew on by into the 4th spot. But up front it is Ambos and Seefeld as they go into the right-hander for the first time.
Michael Seefeld now goes to the inside, Shane. He's gonna try to do that crossover pass. He does, look at him get to the bottom. There's not a lot of grip there. He's gonna try to push Bo out of the race line and gets the job done.
Veteran move there by Mike Seefeld, the 312. He'll take over the race lead. Just an absolute log jam of cars behind Ambos, though. Springstro was trying to steal the spot back away from Fitzgerald. Looks like Fitzgerald now all alone in 5th.
Yeah, Fitz in the top 5. Now working on Burns here, staying to that outside. Alcox holding up Burns just a little bit, it looks like, in this infield.
Yeah, Burns trying to make that move happen. Still really wet down there, all over the place. And wow, Burns and Fitzgerald got into it a little bit. Fitzgerald had to set it back down. He was up on the bike.
Burns getting a little crossed up. Here comes Fitzgerald now on the inside. He'll have that preferred line.
Wow, they're side by side over that blind right-hand hill. Looks like Fitzgerald, well, Fitzgerald had the run, but here comes Burns storming back on the inside.
Yeah, it's a drag race back here to Cemetery Turn.
And Burns just trying to keep that car on the inside. He's going to get it done. He's going to get back in front of Fitzgerald.
Wow, here comes Schultz now. Schultz now showing his way in.
Yeah, Connor Schultz, he was just on the podium back in round 8 at Lena, and he's trying to fight his way through some traffic here.
Wow, this top 4, you can throw a blanket over them. They're neck and neck here going through this tabletop.
Wow, Fitzgerald bullied his way back to the inside of Burns and pushed him right off the racetrack.
Yeah, Burns got hung up on the skid pan. He got caught on that jump.
He'll rejoin the field, but well back in the standings. So Fitzgerald moves up a spot. Fitzgerald got around Alcox too, so now John Fitzgerald up into 3rd.
Looks like Trelstad as well in there.
Man, everybody just trying to find a little bit of space on the racetrack.
Yeah, none of these drivers, as we take another look at what went on, yeah, watch as Fitzgerald kind of made that line a little bit wider, and Burns ran out of real estate.
Yeah, ended up all the way down in the grass there. Had to collect himself a little bit. You see both Trelstads going on by and a couple other cars able to squeeze on past as well. Meanwhile, here comes Fitzgerald on the charge, trying to get past Ambos. That'll be a pass for 2nd if he can make it stick.
Wow, he's the man on the move right now.
John Fitzgerald from Omaha, Nebraska, the defending champ, now up into 2nd. But still a good 5 seconds behind his teammate Seefeld. Man, once Seefeld got out front, all the carnage unfolded behind him, and Seefeld just got out front and ran.
Yeah, that veteran really knows how to get around here at Bark River. It just seems like yesterday, him and Brad Erickson, a local driver from back in the day, were battling it out here. Now we're starting to see a little bit of spread and gaps on the first 3 drivers. Now Alcox has some company here.
Yeah, he's in another battle with Springstro. See Trelstad, that's Travis Trelstad, the 380 trying to squeeze to the inside of Springstro.
Yeah, Sean has to be careful here. He doesn't want to go too fast or doesn't want to go too slow here to give up that spot.
Tremendous jockeying for position going on right now.
Boy, Alcox pushing through that cushion a little bit. Here we go again.
And just crazy. That's a 4-way battle for 5th place right now, Brent. You think these guys want it badly? Just a great battle going on. We come to the halfway point. Seefeld will lead at halfway. And Fitzgerald emerges from all the chaos to be 2nd here at the caution. Ambos in a podium spot here at halfway as well.
Well, these drivers are just doing what they need to do. There's a 314 of Fitzgerald. He's looking really, really fast, Shane.
Yeah, like you said it the best. He's a man on a mission. We're going to see if we can get John Fitzgerald on the radio here at this halfway point. Hey, John, Shane up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Man, you had to battle with like 6 different cars just to work your way through traffic. What's your mindset after emerging from that battle and now you find yourself in second?
Yeah, had to get a little western there a couple times. Put her up on the bike. Somebody ran into me, put it up on the bike, and no, we're fast. We're teammates right in front of me, so we're just gonna keep it clean and run her hard to the end.
What's your strategy on this restart? Are you just gonna try to get that spot as quickly as you can from your teammate?
Oh yeah. Tired of eating dirt all day, so we're gonna try and get out, get some clean air, and check out. Try to get as clean as we can, and
Well, we're getting a little static there, but you heard the strategy there from Fitzgerald. He's tired of eating all that dirt. Man, he is already battle-tested, battle-proven here in this race, and we've only reached halfway.
I just love it. He's like, oh yeah, I'm sick of eating dirt. I'm getting around him as soon as possible. And that's his teammate, so they don't want to make any kind of contact. We've seen the Schultz twins make contact in the light buggy division. We'll have to wait and see. The green flag flies. We're underway.
Back at it here in 1600. Alcox jumped out of line right away. Excuse me, that's Connor Schultz that moved over a couple lanes trying to get around Ambos. Man, it's incredible the last couple races just how competitive this class has been. As we've got one in trouble down there, that is Tom Trelstad going up and over.
Oh, Trelstad's day looks to be done. The top is off on that car. We'll have to take another look here, Shane, as we're going through that chicane here.
Oh man, just 3 cars trying to battle for basically a race line and a half there.
Yeah, and they made contact and then went right into Trelstad.
It was Travis Trelstad and Alcox were hooked up and they just kind of pushed wide, and that was really nobody's fault. Just a lot of cars battling for not a lot of track space, and ultimately Tom Trelstad pays the price. It's a tough break for him, and there is your battle for the lead between the teammates Seefeld and Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Seefeld's thinking a little different than Fitzgerald. He's like, hey, you're gonna have to work for that top spot. You're not gonna get it right away. As both these drivers are very, very clean, and they're some of the best in the sport.
Yeah, top-notch equipment, basically identical cars as you see Tom Trelstad. I imagine he is gonna be sent to the hot pit. You gotta keep that roof closed, and they may not be able to get it closed with the damage on the roof.
Yeah, and he had a right rear flat, so they're gonna definitely have to change that tire. As look at the gap now, Seefeld's figured out this Bark River track one time again. I mean, over the years, he's been so fast. Great to see him back in the field. There's Bo Ambos and Schultz trying to work together, not make any contact.
Man, it has taken a little bit this year in his first season in 1600, but Connor Schultz is really starting to put it together, and that is a scary thought. We've seen how fast he's been the last few years in light buggy.
Yeah, he's not out of this race yet. He's a little bit of a ways back from our top 2, but he's definitely starting to reel him in.
Yeah, still some time left on the race clock. That should be 3 laps to go that time by.
Schultz just 3-wheeled it off that drop-off coming into the back section. They head towards the cemetery turn one more time. Still a minute and a half to go in this one.
And Connor Schultz in third, really pushing hard right now. I'm watching the interval between Seefeld and Fitzgerald. It seems like Fitzgerald a little bit quicker in some parts of the course. Seefeld a little bit quicker in others. They just look so evenly matched.
Yeah, they really are, and they share secrets. I mean, I know those cars are identical in a lot of ways. It's just who can drive that car the best each and every day they show up. There's Schultz now, made a little mistake, but he's right there.
Yeah, Schultz is right there in the mix. Did have that little mistake, like you said, but Connor Schultz definitely showing the speed. How about that? Connor Schultz right now is the fastest lap of the race, sitting in third.
Wow, a 1:39.68 for Schultz. He's definitely showing a lot of speed late in this one.
Maybe out for some redemption after that tough go of it that he had in light buggy. Springstro still in fourth. Should be 2 laps to go this time, and it will be.
Well, Seatbelt opens the door. Now Fitz trying that little roller jump before the finish, just trying to put something in the memory bank for late.
And with the speed that Connor Schultz just set another new fastest lap of the race. So he's the fastest car on the track right now, sitting in third.
Man, just to get to these top two is challenging, and Schultz is trying to get it done.
Yeah, we're gonna have a three-way battle for the lead here really soon, Brent.
You see Fitzgerald, he is poking some of that mud out of his front screen. He's trying to see a little bit better. He said he's been eating dirt all day long.
Well, he's gonna show a wheel to the inside of Seatbelt. Nothing doing there. Seatbelt, like you said, he's been at this a long time. He's got thousands and thousands of laps behind the wheel of a buggy, so he's not gonna make a critical mistake here, especially late in this one.
Yeah, you're not just gonna rough up his feathers at all. He knows what he needs to do. He just needs to hit his marks. Fitzgerald's not gonna do no dive bomb pass and take him out, but he will be right there in the end. We should be coming to the white flag. This time by Fitzgerald goes around on the outside.
Man, what a move there by John Fitzgerald. That's the same move we saw back in Mod Kart with Porter and Glazy to take over that race lead. So that line is working here in round 9. White flag is gonna be out. Fitzgerald, Seatbelt, Connor Schultz, your top 3 with 1 to go.
We'll see if Michael Seatbelt can hunt him back down, but Fitzgerald, we talked to him at the halfway point. He didn't get that pass to stick early, but he definitely made it happen late in this race when he wanted to.
Well, we'll see if Seatbelt has anything left in the tank. I thought I saw a little puff of smoke out of the 312. So maybe that car's starting to go away just a little bit as well. Well, maybe not, though. He's staying right on the back bumper of Fitzgerald.
Couple turns to go. Can Seatbelt get to the back bumper? You see Fitzgerald locking up the rear tires and trying to get a good exit here, and he makes it work.
One last time through the gravel pit up to the top of the hill. Seatbelt still about a car length behind Fitzgerald. We'll see what kind of run he tries to get through the Impulse Media chicane.
He's really got to drive it in deep here if he wants a shot at this thing. Fitzgerald hitting his marks. Here comes Seatbelt once again.
Wow, Seatbelt just pitched it in sideways into turn 1.
Watch this right here, Shane. He's going to have a little bit better of a run, staying a little wider. We'll see if he can tuck back underneath of Fitzgerald.
Another puff of smoke out of Seatbelt. They're in the final turn. Fitzgerald is going to hold on and take the win here in round 9. Seatbelt settles for second, and another podium finish for Connor Schultz.
And look at that last time by, the best lap of the race, a 1:29.709 for Johnny Fitzgerald.
Look at that, his car is used up, Brent. You saw the smoke billowing out of the back of the 314. Like
Just
I said
enough.
at halfway, man, battle-tested, battle-proven John Fitzgerald mixing it up with just about every driver throughout that entire race.
Well, Shane, we
What a
picked the
drive.
right driver to talk to at
I
the
guess.
halfway point.
See the unofficial results. Fitzgerald, Seatbelt, the 2 teammates, along with Connor Schultz, headed for the podium. Another good run for Burns with Travis Trelstad rounding out the top 5. And we'll take a break to catch our breath up here in the booth. And we'll speak with the top 3 when we get back. Stay with us here at the Island Resort and Casino Off-Road Rumble in the UP.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Your SUV is a multi-purpose tool, like a corkscrew fish scaler. And that means your tires should be multi-purpose too. Like these Cooper rugged Treks. They're tough, but also run smooth as butter. And with dual sidewalls, it's like having a multi-tool that can look like a completely different multi-tool. Don't take that idea, by the way. I'm gonna patent it. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
Yeah, so with Champ Off-Road, I work mostly for the things that are off track. So anything that really doesn't have to do with the racing specifics, that's what I try to work on as far as sponsors and vendors and helping out with our crew. That's really my main focus. I grew up very traditional sports. I was never really around motorsports, which is my husband's polar opposite, loves it, grew up with it, so we always tease back and forth about that this is so new to me. And luckily I was able to be introduced through snowcross when we took over the off-road series. And from there, honestly, like, grew to love the people and the community that we have. Truly, it's great people, and we love it. I love it, my husband, my family, we're all here and support it. My favorite thing about my job is that people come here to be happy and to have a good time. We get to come to work and be happy and have a great day all the time. And don't get me wrong, there's good days and bad days, but our bad days are not that bad whatsoever. I'm Miranda Litza, and I'm a part of your off-road family.
That's the big race. I mean, there's nothing like Crandon in the fall.
When you're racing against a Pro 4, it's like they release the cats and then all the dogs are chasing after us. I mean, it's crazy. Leading up to that extra weekend, you know, everybody's going to be game face on, and they're going to be taking the gloves off as if they would every weekend, you know what I mean? Obviously, Crandon, so prestigious, everybody wants to win there. That's the end of our season, but this year, not so much, but there's money on the line and a ring, that World Championship ring, and everyone really wants it, and they fight for it hard.
That's what everybody dreams about. You know, we sit at home and we're like, that's the race I want to win.
Labor Day weekend, September 1st and 2nd in Crandon, Wisconsin. It's the Polaris World Championship at Crandon International Raceway. For tickets and event information, visit champoffroad.com.
We're all here and support it.
Welcome back to Bark River International Off-Road Raceway. There is your big winner on the day, Johnny Fitzgerald. We're going to go down trackside and meet our top three finishers.
Finishing in third today from Neenah, Wisconsin, Connor Schultz. In second from Heartland, Wisconsin, Mike Seefeld. And your round 9 winner from Omaha, Nebraska, John Fitzgerald. And what a tremendous battle. It came right down to the wire here in round 9. We'll send it down to our top 3 standing by with Nolan Castellian.
Thank you, Shane. We're going to chat with our third place finisher, Connor Schultz. Connor, unfortunately not the morning you wanted in the light buggy, but man, you came back with a vengeance, and that was probably your best single buggy run of the season.
Oh yeah, definitely. This was an awesome run today. Track was wet, so I was pulling a lot of tear-offs. I ran out with 2 to go, so I was trying to catch up to these guys, but if I got too close, I would have been roosted and would have made my vision horrible, but I was glad to be up here, and awesome day today.
Who would you like to thank today?
I'd like to thank Flying Dutchman Off-Road for Mikey Van Hool for letting me wheel this car today and this whole season. I couldn't do it without him. RNS Motorsports, Cross-Track Equipment, Load Ranger LLC, and my whole family for coming out, and everybody else helps us out. Thank you.
Congratulations, Connor Schultz, third place today in single buggy. Moving on over, second place, Mike Seefeld. Mike Seefeld leading a ton of laps at Bark River is nothing new. Fitz was able to sneak around you there at the end. Was there anything you think you could have done different to keep him back there?
Yeah. Well, we led from goal. It was a great race. I had a great start. I worked my way through traffic real quick. The track was really slippery. I shouldn't have blown the corner. I mean, I came in and I was even thinking, I'm like, if I don't blow a corner, there's no way John's going to get by me. And I just blew the corner. And I knew it as soon as I did it. The front end locked up a little bit, pushed into the soft stuff, and that was all the stuff. You know, and I pushed him at the end, but I didn't want to take him out.
Who would you like to thank today, Mike?
Oh, we have a whole ton of people that help us out. Zillich Asphalt, Loophole Bar and Grill, Dwayne Krieger Insurance, Gleason Bull, Nicolay National Bank, Arndt Trucking, and B&D Plumbing. Bruce Bailey preps both mine and John's cars. I mean, when Bruce asked me to drive his car, it's awesome. And my dad and family spot, Joey's always at all the racetracks. Jeff Wolf Racing pits for us, so it's great. Team effort.
Congratulations, Mike Seefeld, second place today in single buggy. And on top of the box in this one, John Fitzgerald. Fitz, you told the boys in the booth at halfway you were sick of eating dirt, and you took care of it and got around Mikey to get to this #1 spot.
No, he definitely made me eat a little bit more before I got him. You know, if I just kept pressuring him, I knew the track was kind of tough to pass. It kind of turned in like up there was one line, and there's a couple spots it was real one line, and he kept making just little mistakes. I just had to be right on him for when he did make the big one, and I kept the pressure on, and I got it done. Now, I can't thank Bruce Fraley enough for giving us the opportunity to drive his cars. Everybody from R&S Motorsports, I mean, all 3 cars on the podium are all out of the same pit. You know, everybody that helps us out, that cooks food, that, you know, everybody back home watching now, and Competitive Edge building us an awesome motor. He helps us with everything from suspension to motors. We're always on the phone and always thinking about how to go faster. The King shocks are working good. Got to thank Larry and Gloria, everything they do for Bruce. B&D Plumbing, Heating and Air, Gleason Bowling, Aeronaut Trucking, Nicolette Bank, Dwayne Insurance. So just thanks all those guys for helping us get up here.
Congratulations, John Fitzgerald, winner today in single buggy. Let's hear it one more time for the single buggy podium. Connor Schultz in 3rd, Mike Seefelt in 2nd, and John Fitzgerald, your winner.
Thanks, Nolan. And fans, don't forget, if you're here with us at Mark River International Raceway, the autograph session starting right now, and that's behind our VIP building up here on top of the spectator area. And, of course, special guest in the house this weekend here at Bark River. One of the most beloved drivers ever to come through this place, Evan Evans, held the track record at one point in a 2-wheel drive truck. Was the fastest lap ever run here at the time. So head on down there. You got 1 hour to go meet some of your favorite drivers and hang out with our treasured old friend, Evan Evans. Great to see him back here at Bark River. I got to talk to him a little bit yesterday, and he was just grinning ear to ear, just happy to be around. He said he was bumming around the pits and talking to a lot of old friends.
Yeah, it's so cool to see Evan Evans in the house. Can't wait to get to chit-chat with him a little later on today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going truck racing. We've seen stock truck. Now this is super stock truck. One of our favorite races on the day.
Brent, you want to talk about drivers who love Bark River. Well, we got the biggest super stock field we've seen all year here at Bark River International Raceway. 22 of them out there. Brad Bargland from Kingsford, Michigan is going to start on the pole. He'll be alongside Trey Beauchamp from Cornell, Michigan. Row number 2 is Ron Cosiza alongside Nick Bing. Jamie Kleikamp from just up the road in Wilson, Michigan will start 5th. He'll be alongside Aaron Holliday. Row number 4 is Braden Beauchamp. He is from Gladstone, Michigan. He's alongside Scott Belanger. Those two are unofficial teammates. They pit together all summer here at Champ Off Road. Then in row number 5, Ben Holcher and Joe Machosik. Machosik currently leading the points. He was the 2021 class champion here in Super Stock Truck. Outside the points inversion, it'll be Colt Wurzba, Cody Conrad, Mike Fillion, Darrell Wold Jr., Cody Summers will start 15th. Then it's Kenny Wilson, Scott Heikkila, TJ Struck, Zach Gudenkoff, Justin Monty, DJ Jorgensen, and Matt Pyburn. That is a lot of Super Stock trucks, Brent.
Yeah, our biggest field on the season so far. It's such a competitive class. See Trey Beauchamp right up on the front row.
Big opportunity for Brad Bargland, too. You remember he landed on the podium back in round 8, his first ever podium finish. This is his rookie season. Also set the fastest lap at Lena in that race in Super Stock Truck. He gets to start on the pole here. That's a big opportunity. We know that truck can run up front.
Yeah, that's a former Kyle Cooper truck. And Bargland, that is so cool to see. I remember my brother and I used to work with Ben Wanasiga, and he was on the pit crew back in the day, so it's cool to see him behind the wheel after helping out a race car driver. He's learned a lot over his time. I mean, you sit here long enough, you know what goes on in these trucks, so we'll wait and see. Super Stock Truck ready to be unleashed here at Bark River.
It's gonna get wild. Bargland will lead the field down into turn 1.
Trey Beauchamp going to the bottom side, gonna try to throw it in on the bottom side of Bargland, cannot get it done.
They made a little bit of contact, rubbed some bend sides there. But Bargland standing strong out front. Nick Bing up into the 3rd spot. Trying to stay in front of Cosiza. It's rough out there through that rhythm section.
Yeah, the track is really in prime shape for the super stock truck class. Look at all these trucks coming through our camera. Oh, look at Trey Beauchamp going for the lead early.
Yeah, Barkland left the door open. That's going to put Trey Beauchamp out front here at his hometown track. And already Bing going to work now on Barkland.
You remember in open ceremonies, Beauchamp, he really said it'd be nice to get his first career win here at his hometown track in Bark River.
Well, we know he's fast. He gets to run in clean air. And look at him just accelerate away from Brad Barkland.
Wow, Barkland gets all crossed up off the flyaway.
Yeah, Bing had to check up there not to run into the back bumper of him. Bing still working on Barkland.
You make one little mistake and it costs you a couple turns. Here comes Nick Bing on the outside.
Yeah, Bing went way too wide. That's going to leave the door open for Cosiza. Cosiza gives a shot to Barkland in the gravel pit.
Cosiza just runs his way in front of Nick Bing. Now he's going after Barkland.
Wow, they almost made more contact down there. This time Cosiza's going to leave the door open for Bing. And look who's joining that party. 851 of Joe Machosik in the mix, and he's going to try to fly past Cosiza. You see trouble for the 886 of Mike Fillion. His day is done early as another lap is in the books.
There's Jamie Kleikamp running that 892 for Jeffrey Ives. He switched his number this year. One of our buddies going through some cancer, and we're just glad to support him in any which way we can here at Super Stock Truck.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing right now from Brad Barkland holding his own against Nick Bing. Remember, Barkland is a rookie in that 823.
Boy, Barkland really showing a lot of speed. He just needs to calm down. You see in the beginning parts of this race, he got a little throttle happy and got a little crossed up off this flyaway.
Yeah, looks like he's a little bit more settled down. Meanwhile, Trey Beauchamp out front by a good 20 truck lengths over Barkland and the rest of the boys.
Yeah, he's loving this. He wants to see them do battle. He can just figure out where his truck likes to go. And look at Barkland. He has a host of drivers trying to reel him in.
My goodness, it looks like a freight train hooked up to the back bumper of Barkland right now. Machosik able to sneak by Cosiza. Now Machosik will go to work on Bing, and these two have a little bit of history this year, a little bit of drama between those two back at ERX Motor Park.
I was just going to say that they've definitely got under each other's skin early on this season. Oh, Cosiza goes around in the 877.
Yeah, he got a little bit out of shape and then got some help. So tough break for Cosiza. He'll be shuffled back, and you see Bing already with some damage to that right front quarter panel. Let's take another look at what happened there. You can see Cosiza trying to stay to the bottom and just got a little bit over-rotated. Belanger was trying to get out of the way and just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Braden Beauchamp just dodged that mess as well. So you can tell as you get down on that bottom side, there's not a lot of grip as we go back up front. Looks like Bing got around Barkland.
See if Barkland can fight back. Now Barkland getting into the right front of Machosik, and they made a lot of contact on Machosik's right front tire.
I don't know, we'll have to keep an eye on it. I don't think the tire's gone down on Machosik. It's just a fender. Oh, they made contact again.
And Machosik's just fighting tooth and nail trying to get past Brad Barkland. That's going to open the door a little bit, though. Here comes Belanger with a run.
Scott Belanger now looking the inside of Machosik, takes that spot. Here comes Braden Beauchamp now in the 820.
Beauchamp and Machosik made some contact into the gravel pit there. Nice job by both those drivers to keep it squared away. But Machosik gets shuffled back a little bit. Now here comes Braden Beauchamp alongside Belanger.
Boy, Braden really using that run, gets around him. Now his eyes are set on Barkland. They make a little contact, a little love tap by Beauchamp.
Man, Barkland, everybody's just throwing everything they have right now at Brad Barkland. He's holding his own against some veterans here in Superstock.
Boy, Braden Beauchamp takes that outside line, does it perfect.
Door is open now for Machosik to try to get past Barkland. And the halfway flags are out. Man, that was enough chaos for about 2 races worth of Superstock truck, and we still got half a race to go here.
Wow, we almost lose our breath in that first half. There's
almost.
So much going on.
What do you mean almost?
Oh,
Trey Beauchamp leads at halfway. Nick Bing up there in second. And Kleikamp in a podium spot here at the halfway point. Braden Beauchamp up in the 4th spot. Machosik 5th at halfway. And Bargland shuffled back to 6th right before the halfway point.
Wow.
Just look at some of those names, those drivers that we're used to seeing running up front. Ben Holcher in 9th. Aaron Holiday, who was just on the podium in round 8, sitting in 8th. Belanger, after all that chaos, gets shuffled around. He's in 7th right now. There's so many fast drivers in this field, and there's a lot of scores to be settled here in the second half.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to be settled here in this second half. Trey Beauchamp doing his thing out front, getting that clean air, and he's definitely going to have a lot of great competition right on the back bumper. You got to give it up to Jamie Kleikamp. This is hometown track. He hasn't got to run very much in the years past, and yeah, he's shown up having some issues with the motor throughout the season.
Yeah, he said when we talked to him back at Lena, he said he thought he would have it sorted out by Bark River. Clearly that's the case because he's showing a lot of speed as well.
Yeah, Braden Beauchamp got into that top 5 spot right before that mandatory competition caution. Remember, Braden Beauchamp, he knows how to win. He wants to do it in front of his hometown crowd.
Yeah, a couple of wins already this year.
This is gonna get good, Shane.
Absolutely. Trey Beauchamp is really about to have his hands full. That was a pretty relaxing first half for him. He was just kind of out front by himself.
Well, here we go. Green flag flies. Nick Bing trying to get a little jump on the outside.
Yeah, Bing got a really great jump on that restart. Bing trying to stay to the bottom of Braden Beauchamp.
Here comes Joey Machosik now to the inside of Beauchamp.
Yeah, Bing opened the door there. Machosik trying to get through and grab that 3rd place spot. Looks like he is going to take that spot away from Braden Beauchamp.
Oh, looks like Wold goes around in the 8-11.
Yeah, Monty was also facing the wrong direction down there on the exit of the horseshoe.
Tough break for Wold. Darrell's been struggling a little bit this season. We're going to take another look at what went on there in that 180.
Just a chain reaction and contact happened behind him and got into him a little bit.
Yeah, there's just no room going through there. You really have to tiptoe your way through.
Hey, these are 4,000-pound trucks and drivers with egos. Nobody wants to give an inch out there.
Trey Beauchamp still up front, heading towards the Cooper tires. Fly away, here they come. The top 5 neck and neck.
It's a whole new ball game here in the second half, though. Bing is staying right on his back bumper.
Machosik lifting up the front end. Oh, Braden Beauchamp gets into Machosik a little bit.
Yeah, looks like Braden and Machosik both had to check up. Now Belanger up into the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Bing has gotten around Trey Beauchamp.
Nick Bing, now your new race leader. Trey Beauchamp now moves back to 2nd.
Whoa, and Bing goes up on the bike and goes up and over.
Tough break for Nick Bing in that 833 Maxxis Tires ride.
Broken front tie rod there on the 833 as well, so his day is done. That puts Trey Beauchamp back out front. Belanger now in 2nd, Braden Beauchamp 3rd, Jamie Kleikamp 4th, and Ben Holcher, who we barely talked about in that first half, now in the top 5.
Well, let's take another look at that. Nick Bing comes in, he sets up the truck, tries to rotate it early. And when you rotate it like this, Shane, you catch one of those ruts. And when you catch it, it grabs it. If you don't stay at the throttle, you go upside down.
Tough break for Bing. Had to fight that spot away from Trey Beauchamp. And again, Trey Beauchamp finds himself out front, but he's got some serious players right behind him.
And his cousin Braden Beauchamp now starting to put the heat on Belanger. Kleikamp still not out of this as well. Here comes Beauchamp.
Skying over the flyaway jump. Wow, Kleikamp got crossed up behind him, landed almost off the track there. But Braden Beauchamp moves up a spot with that big air. Now he'll try to hunt down his cousin, Trey Beauchamp.
Yeah, this is gonna get really interesting. Both these guys are right here, their hometown. Here comes Beauchamp to the outside, Braden. Trey Beauchamp making his truck a little wide, they make contact.
I think Trey has a flat right front, Brent. He does, so big trouble for Trey Beauchamp.
Yeah, you're right, that right front is
gonna
definitely gone down.
It's gonna hurt him here in this left-hand corner. You see him trying to run the berm. The yellow flag is out, everybody slowing it way down
Yeah, Braden's like, come on, we got to get out of this section here. He's just waiting to pounce on this position. There goes Braden to the inside. Trey knows he has a flat tire. Braden Beauchamp with the lead.
Here comes Belanger now past Trey Beauchamp. He's able to get by cleanly.
Boy, it's going to be tricky for Trey Beauchamp to hold on. You can see that right front just drop right to the ground. Here comes Kleikamp now.
Kleikamp trying to hunt down his first podium finish here in 2023. He's now in third.
Boy, Braden Beauchamp really pushing it wide in Cemetery Turn. He recollects himself. Heading back towards the Cooper Tires flyaway one more time.
Lost in all that chaos, Brent. We're on the white flag lap here. They'll come back over the flyaway onto the front section. Half a lap to go now for Braden Beauchamp.
Braden just needs to hit his marks. He's starting to push because he's starting to protect his lines a little bit. His father, Scott's probably on the radio just saying, hit your lines, hit your marks, don't worry about what's behind you, as he goes a little wide there again.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes by Braden Beauchamp. That's going to let Belanger get a run as they come back towards the Impulse Media chicane. Belanger still has time.
Yeah, right here is really, really tricky. Braden has to get hard on the binders, get that truck to rotate, and he does perfectly. 2 turns to go for the young Braden Beauchamp.
3 car lengths between himself and Belanger.
Look at him tiptoeing his way through, just doing smart driving. It looks like the 820 Stewart Manufacturing truck's gonna get the job done here at his hometown track.
Man, what a race, top to bottom here in Super Stock Truck. Belanger survives for second, and Kleikamp, finally those problems in his rear view. Jamie Kleikamp finishes on the podium in third.
After having troubles in Lena, Wisconsin, had a torque converter come apart, they brought that transmission back and the converter back home right away, got that truck fixed, and man, they never missed a heartbeat.
Well, I'm out of breath, man.
Me too, buddy.
What
a race.
The race of the year so far in Super Stock Truck. You see the unofficial results. Braden Beauchamp, Scott Belanger, Jamie Kleikamp headed for the podium. Ben Holcher and Ronco Siza in the top 5. Trey Beauchamp with that flat survives for a 6th place finish. An absolute banger here in round 9 for Super Stock Truck. We'll step out for a moment and talk to the podium finishers right after this. Stay with us here at AMSOIL Championship Off-Road presented by the U.S. Air Force.
Jimmy, coming into ERX, now a multi-time Pro 4 winner at the place where you had your first ever Pro 4 start. What's that been like coming back here now in 2023?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. Our confidence level over the last couple years has really grown. Our understanding of the truck, the shocks, how the trucks work, what the maintenance is on the trucks is something we didn't really grasp last year. So now we understand that, and we've done a good job. We're on a high right now, and we want to continue that through this season and see if we can make a run for a championship.
That high you're on right now, that came from a weekend where you made a huge statement with those back-to-back wins. What results are you going to be satisfied with moving forward?
You know, I think I expect a podium every race, but I will be disappointed if we don't have more wins, and I don't see any reason why that would be the case. We're capable of winning, and we're capable of doing what it takes in under the tent to win races and to be there at the end of the races. And I think you're going to see a lot more of what you saw at Crandon.
And looking at the progression of your career, specifically in the Pro 4, you know, you come in, you're working with Johnny Greaves and the team, and now as a team owner, now your second season, that is a huge lift. And that's a huge vote of confidence that you had to put in yourself and your entire team. At any point along the way, did you have any second guesses?
No, I mean, my career, this is my 28th year racing something. I started in shifter carts and circle track go-karts. And I went all the way to NASCAR and all the way back down to the bottom and all the way back to Pro 4. So I've had great mentors throughout my life on team ownership, racing for Morgan McClure in the NASCAR series and stuff like that. I've had great examples. I run successful businesses, so I know what it takes, and I know what it takes to drive. So I was pretty confident we could do it. It took longer than I thought, but now that we're here, it was worth every long night, and you know, every time I scratched my head wondering what am I doing. You know, we're in a good place right now. So,
Did you have any chance to speak with any of your day one supporters after that weekend in Crandon? If so, what were those conversations like with them?
Yeah, I had a lot of guys reach out to me, circle track guys and stuff like that, and he was actually, one of them, Billy Folsom, was the best man in our wedding, and we went to the lake last weekend and we were talking about it. You know, it was just like, man, I'm so proud of you. I knew you had that in you. I saw it when we were racing, and you know, I took 5 years off after my concussion, and it's been a long journey back, that confidence.
We're back here at Bark River International Raceway, and when you win in your hometown, that's what it looks like for Braden Beauchamp climbing out of the truck. No doubt about it, he is absolutely jazzed right now. But let's meet all the top three from that wild super stock truck race. Finishing in third today from Wilson, Michigan, Jamie Kleikamp. In second from Luxembourg, Wisconsin, Scott Belanger. And your winner from Gladstone, Michigan, Braden Beauchamp. Man, Nolan, I don't know what you think about that one. We're still kind of soaking it in, but I think that super stock truck race was an instant classic.
That was one for the ages for sure, Shane. We're going to go chat with our third place finisher, Jamie Kleikamp. Jamie, first podium of the season, and at your home track, no less. This has got to be awesome for you.
Our season's been a struggle, so finishing on a podium, we'll take it. We've been wrenching and fighting gremlins. I think it's the first race that the power steering lasted the whole time. You could feel it was getting stiffer at the end, but we were able to hold on. A little tricky out there, a little rutted up, but it was fun.
Who would you like to thank for helping you get up here today?
I had to thank my crew, my family, everybody for putting up with it. I got to thank the local families here that work on this tracks. The Ives family, we're doing this for them. This is for you, buddy Jeff. This is yours. My sponsors, I got to thank Yokohama. I'm in awe right now. I can't even think. Sorry guys if I forgot you.
Congratulations, Jamie Kleikamp, third place today in super stock truck. Coming in second today, Scott Belanger. Scott, that was a wild one out there, and a lot of stuff going on. I got to be happy to just come away with a P2 and some good points out of this one.
Yeah, it feels great. We needed this bad. We had a really bad week all week long with motors and nothing but problems. I can't thank my pit crew, my girlfriend enough, Demon Race Engines, Charlie from ATD from Dirt City. I didn't even get that on the podium because I blew a motor up the second day, and he helped me out tremendously. Thank you. And just all my sponsors, Yokohama, which Yokohama is all three trucks on the podium again this year. Thank you, Paul. And just thank you, Brian Tilkey, Paul Georgia, Quiet Woods RV, Base Surveying, CarQuest. I can't even think of all of them right now. This is just so needed right now.
Congratulations, Scott Belanger, second place today in super stock truck. And on top of the box, the hometown winner, Braden Beauchamp. Braden, that was the most excited I think I've ever seen you getting out of a truck. Is it safe to say this is one of the biggest wins of your career?
Oh, definitely. This one's special. Man, you want to do it in front of your hometown, and we got her done.
Talk about making your way through there. There was a lot going on, and you had to make a lot of passes to get to the front.
Yeah, Joey unfortunately pulled a bad number and started 10th. We started 6th, so had a lot of work to do, but we knew the race was going to happen in the second half. Just got to settle in and pick them away. Managed to end up being faster than them in the second half. These Yokohama tires were hooking up like crazy. I don't know, I had so much traction, it wasn't even funny.
Who would you like to thank today?
Man, I got to thank a lot of people. Steer Manufacturing, our big sponsor here. Highline Internet, they're also sponsoring the track here. Yokohama Tire, like I said, these things were hooking up. Dinsmore Fabrication for the engine. I got to thank my whole family, mom, dad, Luke, Brooklyn, my my girlfriend Violet, Ween for the transmission, ATD for the torque converter. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Congratulations, Braden Beauchamp, winner today in Super Stock Truck. Let's hear it one more time for the Super Stock Truck podium. Jamie Kleikamp in third, Scott Belanger in second, and Braden Beauchamp on top of the box.
Thanks again, Nolan. And fans, don't forget, happening right now and for the next 35 minutes, our Champ Off-Road autograph session that's going on in the sponsor and vendor midway up here on top of the hill, right behind us here in the booth in the VIP building. And meet some of your favorite current Champ Off-Road drivers. And don't forget, special guest in the house, Evan Evans is also down there signing some autographs. We know how much he is loved here in Bark River, so make sure you stop on down and meet a legend, an off-road motorsports Hall of Famer, Evan Evans, signing autographs for the next 35 minutes. We'll step out for a moment. 570 side-by-sides and a special guest in the booth coming up next here at AMSOIL Championship Off-Road, presented by the U.S. Air Force.
It's your Uncle Cooper. If you and your truck are constantly tackling the regular duties of the day, go with a tire that can handle them all. Oh, man. I stepped in it. Go with the Coopers.
Bragging rights and trophies.
It's your Uncle Cooper. If you and your truck are constantly tackling the regular duties of the day, go with a tire that can handle them all. Oh, man. I stepped in it. Go with the Coopers.
Back to Bark River International Raceway. This is the Off-Road Rumble in the UP, Round 9 of AMSOIL Championship Off-Road, presented by the U.S. Air Force. I am Shane Stetsny, and I have a special guest up here in the booth, Lila Delorey from Short Course Kart. I know the reason you want to come up here and talk to me is because you got a bone to pick with me about the announcer's curse. Is that right?
Yes.
How badly have we cursed you this year? Because you rattled off some top 5 finishes early in Short Course Kart this summer, and then since then, it's been a lot of bad luck. The more we talk about you, it seems like the worse it gets.
Yeah, it's definitely been rough this year. I mean, the last couple races, we had some tough races, but I think this is one of the best ones out of it.
What did you think of the track today? You were already out there. You got to see it up close. You know, I think the drivers, a lot of them were worried about the rain that came through yesterday. Obviously, no practice, so you kind of went in blind. But how's the track out there?
It is absolutely wonderful. It's all smooth. The track warriors did amazing before today. And they, honestly, I can't thank them enough for prepping it before the rain because they knew it was coming.
Where do you think Bark River rates compared to some of the rest of the tracks on the tour for the quality of racing? I mean, you were up here watching the end of that Super Stock Truck race. That was a tremendous race.
I
Is
think
this your favorite place?
It's definitely my favorite place. Honestly, I couldn't thank anybody enough for this track. I think it's a 10 on 10 on my scale.
Well, just around the corner, your sister gets to take to the racetrack. 570 side-by-sides are next. You know, what's her mindset going into this race? Because she's ran into some tough luck this year as well, but she's, you know, trying to improve a little bit. So what's her mindset like?
I think her mindset is like she's definitely nervous, but I think she's also like very confident in herself that she can do the best that she can possibly do.
Well, they should be parading those cars out here in just a few moments. You see the crowd starting to fill out here a little bit at Bark River. We'll keep Lila up here in the booth to give us some expert insight while the 570s are out there. You see some track prep going on. Like you said, Lila, the Dirt Wizards here at Bark River have done such a great job dealing with the rain. We survived that huge rainstorm last year and still got 2 full days of racing in. So there's no doubt that they absolutely know what they're doing here at Bark River.
Yeah, there is no doubt. I mean, I bet you we used to race here 2 times a year, so I bet you they know what they're doing because they've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, I think now that they just have one race, they work twice as hard, right, Brent?
Yeah, absolutely. And they always do a phenomenal job, the Bark River Lions Club. There's so many volunteers. It's such a small town, but just has such a big heart in it. And we just look forward to this weekend every year. And they've done a great job. Like I said, you can't say enough. And anytime you see Mother Nature throw some rain in the beginning of the weekend, we've seen it a lot. And you just wonder how good it'll be. But, hey, look at it in front of us. It's just perfect right now.
So, Lila, what's life like for a racetrack kid? You know, Brent and I grew up at the racetrack just like you have over these past few years, being a racer yourself. When you're not getting ready to race or out there on the racetrack, are you just like we used to be and walked around getting autographs and talking to all your favorites? Were you at the autograph session that's going on right behind us?
No, I was not.
Well, you still got some time to stop down there after this 570 race that's parading out onto the racetrack as we speak. And this is a good field of 570s, 23 cars in this one. All right, 570's just about to take the green flag, and Lila insists that she wants to go through the starting lineup for this one.
And first will be Corbin Wassenberg. Next to him will be Grant Dressel. Then Jackson Shimmick, Bryce Powers, Riker Remington, Ella Holter, Jack Betts, Hudson Huell, Jaden Dickman, Logan Fritzsinger, Madison Winstorfer, Ashley Bone, Wyatt Olson, Emerson Dreyer, Cody Krantz, Grayson Arson, Harper Hughes, Liam Peterson, Ella Litte, Finley Holcher, Olivia Lawson, Carter Duolita, William Holcher.
That makes 23. Just a quick note, that's actually Adeline Lytle filling in for Emma. Emma has an injury that she suffered earlier this summer, so little sister Adeline gets to fill in. And your sister has some work to do because she starts way at the tail end. There's actually 24 cars out there. So Haven Delorey out there in the 199. So what's your strategy on the starts? You obviously mix it up in a big class and short course kart. Are you just trying to settle in and find some room on this green flag?
No, you don't want to find room. You want to find the good line. You want to find where the fastest line is, which is always going to be the inner corner of the racetrack, the shortest way around. So honestly, if you're starting out front, you're going to have to just zoom away from everybody. But I think they're about to get off the jump.
Well, we'll see how this shakes out. Green flag flies in the 570s heading into turn number 1.
Looks like Wassenberg got a really nice jump on that start.
Looks like Grant Dressel probably filed back a few spots.
Yeah, Dressel lost about 5 spots there. You'll settle in behind Ella Holcher. Holcher was the winner back in round 7 at her home track in Lena, Wisconsin. There's Arneson in some trouble early on as well.
Tough break for Grayson Arneson in that HBI 75. He's got a lot of work to do in this one early. And look at the lead already.
Yeah, Corbin Wassenberg just zooming away from the whole entire crowd.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do. As you say out front, just get that clean air. Have to worry about no one in this first half if you can keep it on the tires.
My sister Haven definitely moved up a few spots from her last place start, but she's zooming away from everybody behind her.
Yeah, you try to capitalize on many spots you can in this first half.
Looks like Riker Remington is over in...
Yeah, up in the gravel pit there. Riker Remington flipped over on his lid. Tough break for him, and that's been the story of his whole season. It seems like he's either wicked fast or winds up in some kind of chaos.
Well, let's take another look at this one. As Riker's going to the inside, they make a little contact. Then he got all crossed up into the berm, so he didn't find the berm himself, so can't give him such a hard time as we did before with those tractor tires. Teeter-tottered himself.
Our safety team on the spot immediately, and they should be able to get him flipped back over. As we look back up front, Wassenberg stretching it out even more over Draxton Shimmick. Bryce Powers in third at the line, and it is Bryce Powers' 13th birthday today, so happy birthday, Bryce Powers. No better place to spend it than behind the wheel of a race car.
See, they're still trying to get Riker Remington back on his wheels. He's going to definitely go a lap down this time by, so...
Wow, tough break for Riker.
Yeah, your championship hopes just go under the water here.
So, Lila, maybe this is a sore subject for you, but you've been upside down a handful of times.
Yeah.
Is it, what does that do to you mentally? Are you a little bit rattled after that, even if you can continue? Is it hard to get back to race pace?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, you just gotta breathe. You can't do anything about it if you're not breathing, and you just gotta keep on going.
Oh, and another one goes up and over. That's Dressel.
Oh, sheared a tire off that car. Right in turn number 1, we see Nick Bingo upside down there last race, so definitely the holes are starting to develop.
Yeah, that's one of the fastest corner entries on the racetrack, too, because you get that big downhill run. There's the wheel dislodged from the rest of the car. As Wassenberg continues to run away here, and he also has the fastest lap of the race so far by a full 2 seconds over the birthday boy, Bryce Powers. Shimmick still sitting there in that second spot. Powers leads the points coming into this race by 20 over Shimmick, with Grant Dressel right there in third. So this is a huge blow to Dressel's points chase hopes.
Yeah, Wassenberg just running out front. Corbin doing a great job. Just running the best lines he could possibly find out front. Look at this battle we got going on farther back. Looks like Jack Betts.
Yeah, Betts trying to work on Maddie Winnestorfer as they go past the starting line.
We saw Winnestorfer on the podium at third at Lena.
Yeah, that's Jaden Dickman leading that pack.
Maddie goes to try to make a pass, but she goes really outside, but she's going to cut inside.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far out there. You know that. You get all in that loamy dirt, it'll huck down all that horsepower. As there is our halfway point, the mandatory competition caution flying as they go by that time, and it's been all Corbin Wassenberg in the first half.
Yeah, Wassenberg was putting in some really good work in the first half. That lead is evaporated now at halfway. Shimmick second at halfway. Bryce Powers in a podium spot in third. Hudson Houle fourth. And Ella Holcher, the round 7 winner, up there in the top 5 here at halfway. So as a driver, Lila, what goes through your head here at the halfway point? Are you just trying to catch your breath a little bit and talk things over with your spotter?
I don't talk to my spotter.
Maybe the more important question is, do you listen to him?
Yeah, of course I listen to my dad as my spotter. I mean, he's one of the best out there, I would say, of course, in my experience. But we don't have a halfway point, so I can't really talk to him at all.
If you wanted to talk to him, would you talk to him?
Maybe if the only way I would talk to my dad ever would be if I was in a situation where track guys would have to come through, like when I got spun out at Lena, but they're gonna come right off the start again.
Yeah, green flag flies in this second half. Can anybody tame Corbin Wassenberg in this second half?
And he was bad fast through that whole first half run.
Oh, it looks like Bryce Powers is just tightening it up with Jackson Shimmick, and Corbin Wassenberg had that tip.
Yeah, he went up on the bike there. That opens the door for Draxton Shimmick.
Yeah, Draxton Shimmick taking over that top spot here after the mandatory competition caution.
But Corbin Wassenberg is just going to go right back to the back of him, and he's just going to keep going.
Yeah, Wassenberg definitely has a lot of speed. We'll see if he can hunt back down our leader now, our new race leader in that 94.
Still got the birthday boy Bryce Powers in that third spot. Like we said, every point matters right now to all these drivers. Shimmick and Powers both in the thick of this points chase.
It looks like Betts is stopped in the second corner, or the third, sorry.
Oh, trouble for the 96 of Betts. You're right, Lila. tough break for him. That's a kid that's been working so hard and trying to get that first podium finish out of the way and just hasn't been able to get the job done yet this summer. He's led a bunch of laps, but still just can't find his way to the podium.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
It looks like Corbin Wassenberg stole that spot right back from Jackson Shimmick.
Yeah, he did.
Now, Powers really putting the pressure on Shimmick as they go into this left-hander. You're going to see everybody slow it down as we got another car tipped over.
That looks like Finley Holcher, I think.
As we go back up front, Wassenberg still in the lead, taking it back over Jackson Shimmick. What'd you see there, Shane?
Yeah, they got a good look at that damage on the 96 of Betts. Looks like his day is going to be done. That whole left front corner kind of folded in on itself. This battle out front, though, staying hot right now. Wassenberg not able to run away like he did in that first half. Shimmick staying right there with him.
Yeah, Jackson Shimmick really showing a lot of speed. Just needs to put some laps together here as time is running out in this one.
If you look more back in the field, Jaden Dickman has really slowed down from his about 6th spot.
Yeah, he was mixing it up early, and he's running about half speed now. It's a tough break for him as well. Wassenberg still trying to run away from Shimmick right now, but Shimmick just not letting him get away.
And we have a battle between Maddie Wennesdorfer and Ella Holcher for the
5th and 6th.
Yeah, that's
just a little bit further back in this three-way battle for the lead that we have. There's that battle. Wennesdorfer still working hard on the 91 of Hudson Houle.
Yeah, Wennesdorfer trying to get a run here out of this last turn, going by what will be our finish line. There's a white flag out that time by Jackson Shimmick. Gonna try to hunt him down with a couple corners to go.
Yeah, 2 three-way battles going on amongst our top 6 drivers right now. There is the lead pack, Wassenberg, Shimmick, and the birthday boy, Bryce Powers. Wassenberg, man, he's got just enough breathing room, but it's going to get interesting because now there's a slower car. I believe that's Olivia Lawson in the 61 going a lap down.
Yeah, there's going to definitely be some trouble for all our cars trying to get past her.
Yeah, slower traffic is not easy to get around. You want to try to make it as clean as possible. There goes Jackson Shimmick. I just think time's running out. Definitely not enough time for Jackson to catch back up to Wassenberg.
Yeah, really, Shimmick's got his hands full right now with Powers, who's charging late.
Yeah, it's his birthday. He wants to capitalize on whatever he can. A podium's great, but he'd rather second right now.
More importantly, try to score more points than Shimmick. Those are the top 2 in points coming into this race here at round 9. You see him going on by Finley Holcher after that rollover that he had. Here's the checkered flag. Wassenberg will take the win. You see him fist pumping inside the car as he crosses the stripe. Jackson Shimmick second, and Bryce Powers
third.
Gives himself a birthday present with that 3rd place finish. Good battle right down to the wire. Looks like Hudson Houle was able to hold off Maddie Wennesdorfer for 4th, with Ella Holcher finishing right there in the mix in 6th as well.
Another great race on the day, and congratulations to our top 3 finishers. There's Wassenberg, Shimmick, Powers, your top 3. We're gonna step away for a few moments and come back, and we'll meet our winners right after this. You're watching AMSOIL Championship Off-Road, presented by the U.S. Air Force.
Welcome to one of the most historic tracks in all of off-road racing. This is the Island Resort and Casino Off-Road Rumble in the UP, presented by Race Driven KTM. We're here in Bark River, Michigan, and this is your Cooper Tires First Look. Here in Bark River, Michigan, they've been at this since 1976, and similar to Crandon, their race, known as the Off-Road 100 back then, went through the woods. Today, we're on 1.5 miles of distance on the short course, and the track itself is known for steep inclines, big flyaways, and a tricky mix of sweeping and tight turns that demand perfection of these drivers on their entrances.
And these straightaways, we're seeing speeds in excess of 90 miles per hour, and some might say this is a crew chief's track. With speeds like that, it is going to demand the best of not only the driver, but the machinery as well. We're going to see the equipment put to the test. And the dirt composition here in Bark River, it is a very sandy clay mixture. Over the course of the sport's history, we've seen a lot of pivotal moments in the championship conversation go down right here in Bark River. I'm Haley Shanley, and this is your Cooper Tires first look of the Island Resort and Casino Off-Road Rumble in the UP, presented by Race Driven KTM. If you can't be here, be sure to tune in all weekend and all season long on FloRacing.